Lab Coat Agents joining us for the Real Lab. And today we've got Nykole, Nick, and in the background, you can't see him, we've got Dan, our marketing director.
Dan is the magic man.
Dude, Dan the magic man. I love this.
I want to introduce Nykole real quick. But I want to share this into the group for my market center real quick. Can you give me
While
one?
we're waiting, Nykole, you did some type of MMA, is that right?
Yeah, we don't need to talk about that, though.
Come on.
Right, so listen, let me introduce Nykole.
Oh, yeah.
Here we go. So Nykole Pfaff is an agent in my market center. I'm a team leader at KW Premier in Clarkston. Nykole Pfaff is an agent in our market center. She's one of, if not the top agent in the office. And Nykole is doubling her business this year. Last year, she did around 12 million in about 60 or 70 units. This year, she's on track for 22. We're pushing for 25 million and 125 to 130 units. And one of the main reasons why she almost doubled her business, like this much, like almost this close to doubling her business, is because she hired an admin. She made that really important hire that so many agents are afraid to do, because so many agents are afraid to take the leap and spend a little money on leverage. But Nykole did it, and amazing things happened. Her GCI is going to be around, like, can I say? I have to do the math. It's kind of like incredible. Let me do the math.
I'm terrible at math.
Roughly $700,000 GCI.
Whoa! Wait, how many units is that?
So she will do about 125 units at roughly 22 to 25 million. So it's around 700 GCI.
Wow, that's a good year, Nykole.
All because she hired an admin and started leveraging automation with her internet leads. All the things that you and I talk about on a regular basis. So let's go back to Nykole. When did you get into real estate?
5 years ago.
5 years ago. Just 5 years ago.
Just 5 years.
Wow. Has it gradually increased for you, Nykole? Did you start off with a bang? Like, tell us how it started.
Gradually increased. I used to own a chain of gold shops, like We Buy Gold. And so when gold plummeted to about $1,000 an ounce, I started to do real estate.
Oh.
I think my first year was still 3 or 4 million. But it gradually increased. You know what, I think 2 years ago I did 8 million. Last year I did 12. And this year, like Nick said, we're on track for 22 to 25.
Whoa.
Unbelievable. And she doesn't have any, and so she doesn't have a buyer agent or a showing agent yet, which is going to be the next hire, because I think that will like skyrocket her to easily like 40 million next year without a doubt.
So I have a question before we get into the deep stuff that you're going to talk about, Nick. When you went from your 3 million year to that next level up, what was that difference? Because I think it's harder for agents to move from that level than from where you are to 40 million. And that's because I think it takes a lot more to just make that nudge. I don't know why that is.
I just think it's just effort. I'm 94% referral. So reaching out to my database, just friends, family. I use Facebook a ton. I never did. People are like, oh, you got to pay for this on Facebook. I've never done Facebook ads until this year. This is my first year doing Facebook ads, boosting posts, any type of that advertising on Facebook. I've never done that before. So previously it's posting my sold houses, posting my just listed houses. I used to dislike greatly hosting open houses from 12 to 2 on a football Sunday, but I always tried to make sure they're occupied so I could watch a football game. But I would holler at people on Facebook. I'd say, hey, come catch the Lions game, or come catch the, 49ers game from 12 to 2 at whatever address. And, I'd get a lot of outcome with that.
Yeah, I love it. And so Nykole's super casual and super, like, she's just very
laid back.
She's very laid back and talks to her clients like they're her friends. Like I've heard her on the phone, and very personable and approachable. And she's taken like 4 listings a week, which is kind of bonkers, right? And so, what all these agents are talking about, all this technology is going to put us out of business. Zillow, Realtor.com. I mean, she just said she's 90% referral and sphere of influence. And so when you're not leveraging Facebook and you're not reaching out to your friends and past clients, you're leaving tons of money on the table.
Yeah.
So stop being scared and start calling people and appreciating your fans.
Very true.
Know what I mean? Like, dude, Tristan, you need to appreciate me a little bit more. Shit.
You know what? I'm having a Nick Appreciation Day.
You are today? Is it National Nick Appreciation Day? All right. So Nykole, tell us what a normal day looks like for you.
So I know I'm supposed to do my prospecting in the morning. I flip-flop it. So I do not always prospect.
You don't have to do your prospecting in the morning. You do it whenever it's, you do it whenever.
I think that everybody is going to be different. So there's some mornings that I come straight into the office. I love being here between 7:30 and 8:30. I do not like getting in the office any later than that. I do start my first appointment at 8 a.m. So if I'm not prospecting in the morning and I'm out doing appointments, closings, I still do my closings. Alexis, my assistant, is phenomenal. She handles everything from contract to close. She does give updates. She does everything in between there. I do not talk to them during that time. If they reach out to me, I'm like, hey, hold on just a second. I'll have Alexis touch base with you.
These are your clients.
These are my clients.
So Nykole's basically selling the home and then the assistant takes over all the follow-up, and
which is the hardest thing to give up, because most of my clients they end up being very close to me, very good friends. And that is the hardest thing to give up, is that text message chain or that call chain that you're just like, oh, hey, I want to talk to them, but you can't. You have to let Alexis do it.
You know what's cool about that, Tristan? You hear so many agents, especially in our group, saying, my clients need me. They expect me to call them every day. They expect me to open the door for them and show them homes. But but no matter what you show them, right? No matter what you show them in terms of leverage, like, they don't buy it. Right. And so as soon as Nykole was accepting of the fact that, listen, I need to do what I do best. I need to get in front of people and go on appointments and close deals. And I'll hire an assistant to do the paperwork and to upload my listings and to, keep my clients updated on where they are in the transaction. As soon as you start leveraging that, you'll see massive growth, which she has seen.
So I think the fact that you said effort, I don't think that was lost in your transition to gain an even bigger amount of business. But you said your effort in getting referrals, right? Have you added like a second or third source for lead generation, or is it just still based on referrals?
So my first source is referrals. I hit my database very hard. We're getting better at that. I haven't always been phenomenal at that, but I think that is part of doubling. And it possibly is part of the jumping from the 3 to the 8, is even hitting harder on those referrals. And then I do some Zillow leads. I spend a chunk of change in our Clarkson market for Zillow leads.
Okay.
Like I said, the Realtor.com stuff is, it's a waiting list over here. But you can still have a profile on those things. And I still get probably 1 lead a month from Realtor.com from somebody trying to Google me.
So 1 lead a month from Realtor, and you're not paying for it?
I'm not paying a dime. I just have a profile.
So that's pretty amazing. So people need to leverage all the free stuff that those websites have for you. Because, 1 lead a month, and you're not paying for it. People are paying hundreds of dollars for that 1 lead. And because you have a full profile, you got that lead.
Right.
All right. So I have a question about what she's talking about there in regards to the referrals. Can you tell us, are you on the phone asking for referrals? Do you have events? How is it that you get most of your referrals? Is it from your sphere? Where'd you get your database from? Those types of questions.
Okay. So when I first started, it was Facebook. And then my accountant, I reached out to my accountant and got a lot from her. But just finding that referral partner, that will send you leads like you send them leads, and then just going with it. Pair up with somebody that's in a similar, similar trust, and just use their database, and she uses my database.
Oh, interesting. I like that.
And so I think that's really where I got it from. But even now, I don't get a ton of referrals from her as much as I get them from her client. I mean, we're probably in the 10th and 12th tier of her clients, from referral to referral to referral. Wow. I mean, I talk to a lot of her clients now. I mean, maybe 10 to 15 a year, which is still a good amount, but not as many as they used to be.
Tell Tristan yesterday what you did at Bold when you called your builder partner and asked for a referral. Oh my God, it's so funny. So you go through the phone call.
No. Okay, so I am very close to a lot of my clients, and this guy was a referral from his ex-wife, and he's a doll. He's in construction, and you guys know Bold. I'm assuming most do. They give you scripts, and I'll be the first to say I don't use scripts, and Nick's like, you use scripts, you just might not have them all written down. And I'm like, okay, I totally get that. So I just I use the referral script from Bold, but I put it in my own verbiage. I'm just, I call him, and I'm like, he's always wondering why I'm calling. So I'm always like, hey baby, what's up? And he answers. I'm like, listen, I'm taking this class. I have to have a referral today from you. Can you please find me a referral? I need to sell somebody a house today. I'm like, it's a competition. I just need a referral.
And he was at work.
He's at work. So I'm like, just ask your boys if I can have a referral, Chris. And he just laughs. And so he asks his guys, and eventually he's
like, anyway, you want to buy or sell a house?
Yeah.
And like one guy said, yes.
No way.
Literally that easy.
That's hilarious.
Referrals, and, just mess with them and say, hey, aren't you back in the market for a house yet?
That's funny.
It's just fun. You just have to pick up the phone and call. Even if you're not reading, don't read a script verbatim off a piece of paper. You don't have to.
I like your target audience. I mean, where you get your referrals from is a little different than just calling up your sphere. I think one thing that I heard that stood out for me was you have strategic partners, right? So and I think we all do if we look into it. If we might have a CPA that we work with closely, or an attorney, or a dry cleaner person that we can kind of refer. What you're doing almost reminds me of a BNI group or a LATIP group or a little a local referral network. But you're doing it by not being even part of it. You're just kind of picking up the phone and saying, hey, look, this is what we can do for each other. Can I use your database and you can use mine? That's brilliant.
That's a great idea.
Well, that's what she's doing.
Yeah, I know. That's why I think it's a great idea.
That's great. Listening. I love that.
I was paying attention.
I was listening.
That was good. You know what? Chewbacca doesn't think so.
Hey, that looks like my dog.
Oh my gosh.
It does. You drag your dog on the grass.
Dude.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to walk.
Pick him up.
I do. He's just funny. So listen. So Nykole, tell us about. Oh, you didn't finish telling us your day. So your I
either do one in the morning or one in the afternoon. So I'd either do appointments and then prospect, or prospect and then appointments.
Okay. And so when you're prospecting, it's strictly database.
It's
right?
strictly database.
And I love that because she said to me before, she's like, I don't really do expires and FSBOs, and that's cool. Like you don't have to. I don't do expires and FSBOs. But if you're tapping into the right people, then it's gonna blow up. So, but your day is structured in the sense that you do certain things at certain times. Mm-hmm. She's very diligent. Like, she's always in the office in the morning, and then has appointments at certain points of the day, and then prospects, and then more appointments. So like she's very structured in her day, which is super important. So many agents aren't, and she's holding herself accountable, and I hold her accountable too. And what I love about Nykole is that like so many top agents, there's too many top agents who think that they know too much and don't feel that they have to learn, right? I don't know how many top agents I've had say to me, "Oh, I don't need training anymore." Really? You don't need training anymore? What industry like if you're a doctor, right? Do you just stop studying medicine because now you're a doctor? It's the same thing. You know, if you're an attorney, you just stop studying law because you already passed the bar. So you're never too good for learning. And, you know, I appreciate that she humors me and takes some of my advice, which is awesome.
I love that. Well, I think she's fitting her schedule or making a schedule into her lifestyle, because you notice what she said. She said that she loves to get in the morning and do her thing, right? And if it's somebody else, if they don't love going in the morning, but they can make calls 4 to 6 and that's what matches them, great. I think the success she's having is because she's fit her lifestyle into her schedule. And a lot of people don't do that. And I love that she's done that.
Remember we talked about how, listen, you want to wake up at 3 o'clock in the afternoon? Wake up at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Just have a schedule when you wake up.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
It's not about the miracle. Dude, it's not about the miracle morning. I think it's about your miracle schedule, right? Whenever you wake up.
Don't tell Hal Elrod we're going to rewrite that book.
Yeah, don't tell.
Your miracle early afternoon.
Yeah, your miracle late early evening.
Yeah. So Nykole, where do you see, you know, you're making big leaps and bounds in your business. What's the next step for you? So you hired the admin.
Yes.
What are your goals for next year and how do you want to get there? Because I know you're thinking about it.
I am aiming for 40 to 45 next year.
45. Okay, great.
I know, right? My goal was 20 when Nick came in. And by the time I met with Nick for a half hour and left, my goal was 25.
And then she went and told her assistant it was 25 and her assistant was like, oh no.
Yeah. So my goal is 45 next year. And we will be adding likely a full-time showing assistant or a buyer's agent. I have to have somebody for that part of my business. I'm starting to see even implementing, not fully. I do have a girl that's with me that does showings for me periodically. She's a licensed agent with us. She's great. I'm starting to see that my clients don't mind that. They do still communicate with me as far as buyers, but they do not mind when she's the one to open the door. So
that's awesome.
I do have to give her that those buyers need me there because they don't need you there.
So like a lot of the takeaways that I'm getting from this is as long as you set the right expectations for your clients, you know, hire that admin and have them take that communication off your plate, right? So Tristan, when we talked to Saria Finkelstein and she's going to do 100 buyer transactions this year and she hasn't shown a single home, you know, she sets that expectation from the get-go, right? She meets her clients at the consult and the closing. So, you know, when Nykole gets that deal under contract, she has set the expectation where, you know, Alexis is going to take over and be your communication, because if you're doing 125 transactions, you can't possibly be all in on every deal once that deal goes in contract. So once you leverage that off, even though it's hard, you know, it's something that you need to do.
Well, here's the challenge, man. And I think she's doing it well as she grows. I know there are some agents who do absolutely amazing and it's just them and one assistant, but they have no life outside of real estate. And I choose not to live that way.
Nykole's working on that. She has semi-life.
No, I think she's getting there.
But you know what? She gets to go to the lake on the weekends and enjoy the water.
No, but these other agents I'm talking about.
You're on the weekend. What? They have no life at all?
They have no life at all, not even on the weekends. And so, Nykole, I see that you're transitioning and that you're using leverage. You know, you're leveraging technology, you're leveraging talent to be able to get a better lifestyle. But I think your lifestyle is already pretty good. It's just only going to get better the more you leverage. I'm just saying that there are some agents out there that don't even get the weekends off because they choose never to delegate. They choose never to leverage. And it's not always about growing to make $1 million. It's, hey, you know what? I want my lifestyle to remain. And, you know, I actually learned this from Nick.
Me?
I never I never viewed the world that way. And
What did you learn from me?
until we started hanging out with each other a lot more. He's like, you know what? I'm going to take this time off, and I'm not going to pick up my phone. It's just,
you used to be the worst at that. You got a lot better.
Yeah. So I'm telling you from personal experience, leveraging tools and tech and leveraging the right talent will help you live a more fulfilled, successful life. And you're doing it right. So.
Well, and come to and talking about how you learn. I mean, Janice told you to put your phone down. So, and Ann told me to put it. Used to be bad, like all the time. Like if he didn't text me back in like 2 seconds, I thought there was something wrong.
I remember that day too.
Oh my gosh. But anyway, this isn't about enough about you, Tristan.
Yeah.
So listen, guys, the moral of the story is
hire an assistant.
Hire an assistant. You don't have to physically be there all the time. Your clients understand. As long as there's good customer service all around, you can have a really great business by just hiring that admin and taking those things off your plate and leveraging the stuff that gets in the way of making you money.
Nykole, what are you paying your admin, and does she assist in lead generation and management?
You don't have to.
She's so funny. She goes, "Do I have permission to be on Facebook Live and watch you?" I'm like, "Go ahead."
Oh, well, some people don't want to tell what they pay their admin, but I don't know if Alexis
I don't mind.
She's like, "Oh, I don't mind."
I don't mind. She gets paid $18 an hour. She's worth every penny. I tell her she takes on more and more responsibility. I won't say every week, but I would say every month. I think we take a good chunk off my plate and put it on hers. And we say, "Hey, listen, this is the next step." Like we did sit together for a little bit today, and I said, I've forgotten a few things in my listing presentation. And I'm like, put together a list, because I need a list in order to go in and hit everything on the box. I need everything to be checked off. And so we do that. And she's very, very good. And when her plate is completely full, she knows we'll be hiring somebody else to help, whether it be Nick and I have talked about a virtual assistant. I think having a showing assistant's dramatically going to help us grow. And as far as volume,
for sure.
I don't know if one assistant can truly, like Keller Williams tells you to hire an admin around 4, right?
Yeah.
I hired one at 8. And Alexis wasn't my first assistant. She was my 6th.
Okay, there's another takeaway, right?
6th assistant.
Hire slow, fire quick, right, Tristan?
Oh, 100%. They'll ruin your culture. They'll ruin your team.
Ruin everything.
Real quick, before we end, because you take so many listings, talk a little bit about your listing consultation and what you talk about.
So most of mine referrals. So I should have brought one in here. I do have like a little listing pamphlet. It goes through.
You want me to go get it?
Yeah, you can.
Is Alexis in there?
Yeah.
I'll go get it.
Nice.
It's really cool. It goes through, there's a little bit about me in there, kind of my background, where I went to school, where my degree's from. Not that it matters, not that you have to have one, but it gives them a little bit of information about me personally.
Yeah.
It tells them my average days on market. It tells them what percentage of the listing price I typically get.
And I got it.
Well,
so
that was fast.
Yeah,
her office is right here.
Yeah.
This is the front. Here, you want to go through it?
Yeah. So this is the front, and some of these get redundant towards the back. So this is the front. It's cute. It's small. It's a half a page.
And you can leave it with them.
I leave it with them. They love it. I also hand them a hands-on CMA in a folder. It's very professional.
Hold it up a little bit. Yeah.
10 commitments for me.
Oh, that's nice. Here,
so it talks about
so they can see.
Okay, it talks about communication, what as far as you can expect as far as commission, photographers, stuff like that. I hire everything out as far as.
So these are like your 10 commandments.
Yeah, these are my 10 commandments, and like always being able to return your phone calls, emails, text messages with urgency.
And they're just promises.
Yeah, they're promises that I make to my clients,
awesome.
and I do go through them.
What's that?
Interview questions. I love this.
So you say, ask me these questions?
I say, ask me these questions. If you have anything, ask me these questions.
Oh, I like this one.
Love, not that you can't be a part-time agent, but I love going against part-time agents, even if they're friends of my clients, because a part-time agent cannot possibly benefit you as much as a full-time agent. I'm in the field all day long. So these questions help me get through that.
Marketing. Okay.
My marketing
Plan of action. We're just going to go through it quick.
Yeah.
What's that?
This one goes over commission. If I was to bring a buyer, or if you as a seller were to bring me the buyer.
So there's like different. Oh, I gotcha. So if you bring a buyer, I gotcha. Different.
And I mean, this is so. For instance, P.S. 6%. It doesn't matter who you are. You could be my mom. Love you, mom. You will always charge 6%. If I bring your buyer, I don't typically represent them. I'll let somebody in my office represent them because I don't think that's fair. But I do give you a % discount. And this one, which never happens, but sellers love to see, is a 3% commission if they bring the buyer and I just have it listed.
Oh, that's a great thing. Perfect.
But it never happens.
Right. It never happens.
It's
just there because they think that it might happen.
Right.
5 reasons homes don't sell.
And then it goes into the time.
Yeah, let's just flip back a little bit. And then this is just like stuff about pricing it right. So you know what I love about
10 pages. It's not that long.
So like I actually, for my presentation, I actually have like a PowerPoint, right? But I actually might start doing something like this where like I show the PowerPoint, but then, you leave this physically like with them in the house. Because how can you ignore this?
I really like that, actually.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
Yeah, it works. They like to have their hands on something to be able to know that you know what you're doing. I just started this probably in the last year or two.
And that's getting you a lot.
Previous, I had nothing.
I love that. And what's one thing that you're doing to level up to where you're going to be this year, at the end of this year? Besides the hiring this new admin, what's that next thing that you're doing?
Bombarding, one of those football things too.
Which ones?
So in the beginning of at the end of every year, so the end of football season, and you'll see why I say the end of the season, they get like a cool little rip-off calendar that sticks to the fridge or goes in the junk drawer. I don't care if I'm in your junk drawer, but I know that you have to look at that calendar sometimes. So
That's true.
Baseball season starts in April. You get a cool little magnet with the Detroit Tigers schedule on it. Super cool. Or Monday Night Baseball on it. And then so that's April through September. So then
you're asking me about sports?
And then come August is football. So everybody just had a football schedule, and they're small. They have good little magnet.
Yeah, but they're useful but
they've got Michigan State, Michigan, and Lions on there. And I sent out 700 of those, and they cost 26 cents a piece. And I probably got 20 calls in the first week that I sent them out.
No way, that's awesome.
Just random, hey, or Facebook messages too. Hey, I want to thank you for the calendar. Love it. I had to cut out the MSU portion. Wow. Like random stuff. It was great. It just opens another conversation.
Love it. All right, cool, man. This is good stuff.
I love it.
I got a lot of takeaways.
Yeah, let me see if I have any other questions. I have a bless you, thank you. That's really sweet.
Did we sneeze?
No, I mean for showing her. She showed her. Yeah,
I'm joking.
That was awesome.
No, so anyway, Nykole, you did really good for your first Facebook Live.
Nykole, you did a great job.
Thanks.
That was awesome.
Try to do more of these. Not that I don't want to be on Lab Coat Agents all the time, but like for me.
Yeah, more Facebook Live.
More Facebook Lives. I would love to get into them. I get nervous.
Yeah, don't get nervous.
That's a good idea. No, you says she was great, and I really want that.
Is your assistant licensed?
Yes, my assistant is licensed.
Oh, that's a huge plus.
Huge plus.
Because then they can go and upload listings for you.
And she knows. I've told her. I said, if you can handle a little bit more, I will pay you more. She's worth every cent.
Yeah.
Probably going to ask me for a raise when I go back.
She's like, I just watched the webinar. I want more money.
Yeah. I know.
Would you give your assistant? Okay, we're not going to start answering questions about stuff that Nykole's going to pay her assistant because Alexis is going to ask for a raise.
I did talk to Alexis about giving her a bonus though.
Oh.
Not for file, for handling for my in the future for a buyer's agent. She could possibly get a bonus.
Oh, okay, that's
file
cool.
for handling them for a buyer. That's what I was talking about.
Love it.
Perfect.
Sweet.
Right. Any other questions? Why half a page on your presentation?
Why half a bit?
Why
Like,
half? Because nobody wants a full page. The full page is just too big. It was too gaudy. This is small. I take them everywhere
Super
with me.
cute too. It's like,
Yeah, everybody
okay,
loves them.
cute.
They keep them. Even if in my cards, like my business cards are plastic, it just makes people feel bad for throwing them away. So I'm like,
true.
I'm everywhere. You can't get rid of me.
I love that. It's part of your branding. I love it.
Yeah.
It's very, very good.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
thank you, Nykole. I appreciate it.
You're
If you have any questions for Nykole, you take emails.
Yeah. Shoot me an email. Shoot me a Facebook message.
By the way, you want to hear the coolest little piece of SEO that Nykole has?
Yes.
All right, so her last name is Pfaff, right? But it's a silent P. Pfaff.
Yeah.
She has Google PPC, and one of the terms is silent P, because people Google search words that have a silent P, and guess what comes up first? Her website.
Me.
She gets more
great
leads
idea.
to her website. She gets more leads to her website from people Googling silent P than anything.
That's
I
awesome.
did 100 Googles just for
So
silent
change
P.
your last name to Pfaff, and you'll crush it.
Do not change your
That's
last name.
that's the moral of this story.
That's it. Great webinar on silent Ps.
Yes. Thank you.
Okay, gotta go.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Thanks.